Alright everybody, the sun is up. It is actually up here. I spent a little bit of time farming out critters, which, much to their chagrin, they don't seem to realize how delicious and edible they are and how well they actually combine with lasers to make a satisfying meal. That was the secret. That's why so much fine dining sucks. It doesn't include enough lasers. Apparently you gotta laser the fish before you serve it, and that's when they taste better. So in today's episode, we're gonna try and get ourselves to the point where we can build at least the substructure of our base before we decide where else we want to go out here. They've also added some new things. These little pylons, or these little, I don't know, these stony wangs that stood up off the ground. They were not here before. Kind of an interesting addition. So where am I right now? Is this the red zone? This has got to be the red zone over here, right? This is the red zone. So this is kind of where I want my base to be. If I have a choice, I think we should probably get a beacon to mark it, though. It's a little bit deeper down than I'd prefer. I'm not sure how it's going to do. I'm a little concerned with how it's going to do with regards to solar energy, because I've never built a base deep down in the water before. The last base that we had didn't really have to worry about electricity because the system hadn't been implemented yet. And so, why is there a thing like floating in the air right there? Oh shit, we're like kind of in the place I don't want to be right now. Okay. Well, let's have a look around first. We will absolutely swim down deep in here and see if there's any sea moth shards or anything else. But if there's a little area... Oh, we have radiation, actually, so that's not going to be an option. It would appear as though I'm a little bit off base then. Probably need to go further out this direction. I don't know. I get discombobulated in this game sometimes. I get disoriented. There's not a lot of landmarks, alright? Unless you're underwater. It's like you go up to the surface and you look around and you can kind of like spatially be like, alright, I'm this far from the back of the Aurora. Which means that I'm probably not where I want to be. But at the same time, there's only so many landmarks to be utilized here. Come back up to the surface. It's not too bad. Trying to get a feel. I think my mouse is being weird inside this game. I've noticed it the last couple episodes where like sometimes it just gets stuck and doesn't want to do anything for me. We've got some titanium stuff laying around over here. This is probably not going to be incredibly useful. I'm gonna ditch my flashlight real fast. Ooh, you are not the item that I need. Not at all. Nope, you are also not the item that I need. There we go. I think I already have that, but my inventory is full, so it's probably not going to be that helpful. This is a nice little slope that we could put our base on right here. Basically, you just want an area that's not too bumpy and all over the place. It'll make your life easier. I don't know how I feel about any of these areas. There's red grass right there, which is what I was actually pretty adamant about making the base on. We could make the base like one long corridor that sits on that shelf and just like does its thing. Yeah. This little shelf right here would work too. It just kind of comes down to where you want to start dropping foundations. I mean, this is really, really good right here. This is a wide open enough space to where we're right on the neighboring spot of where we want to be. Yeah. This is not the worst right here. I think we could do better, but I definitely think we could do worse. So you just gotta right click and build some foundations first. That's pretty much all that it comes down to. And we want to get these set high enough. It should even out a lot of the sand and whatnot for us. So let's clear out some of these titanium bases that we have going on. We're not going to need a lot of space because we can build upwards too. So if we build vertically, we should have more than enough space here.
Caution, 30 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Oh, there's time. Calm down, Robot. I know you worry about my safety and the well-constructed nature of my lungs, but I promise you we're gonna be alright. And I'll probably actually build forward from there so that it's on an overhang. Like it kind of hangs off the edge. I think that would be cool. I don't know if it'll let me do it, but I'm definitely gonna try. We're gonna need more titanium if we're gonna make this work. We're gonna need like mass quantities. How much titanium do I have left? Enough for one more. We are gonna have to go all in on this project. This is gonna be a project for the ages, but you're in on the ground floor right now. That's right, I can still be punny while building. I can still be punny. Don't judge me. Well, at least there's a lot of random stuff laying around. Like metal salvage and whatnot. That is out of batteries, but we don't really need it right now anyways. I figure if we pick up the metal salvage along the way home, we should be able to get more than enough titanium to keep that trucking. I'd like to build a beacon that I would just sit on my base. I think you can label the beacons now too, or something like that, which would also be really, really useful. Oh, we got 18 seconds of oxygen left. So basically all that we're using our base for now is we've just got to swim back over here. Let me find a landmark here. So we have the sea forest on our right. We have that little snuffleupagus thing so we can go in the right direction. Alright. That's cool. I can figure it out. It's not that big of a deal. Now that we've got this locked in, we need titanium. Good. As many lumps as you can muster, my friend. Conjure forth for me. Conjure! I'm trying to motivate it with powerful words. I'm trying to be a leader right now. Great leaders inspire greatness. Okay. There's our snuffleupagus thingy. Don't really want to exchange my power source right now because I'm running low on batteries and I just got to keep it real for the moment. So unfortunately, that's just the way things are going to go. However, I'm glad that the constructor... Oh, you can practically see it from our base. It's not even that bad. Not even that bad. We should be able to finish off most of this, I think, with the titanium we have left. And then we'll start putting in some of the corridors. We'll start basically building rooms on top of this so that it can be taken care of. I find it interesting that the foundation is actually edgy and straight, but all of the other structures are rounded off. We'll talk about why that is a little bit later. I don't want to get into like the science of why things underwater are rounded off, but there's actually a reason why you would round things off underwater. That's fine, robot. Don't worry about me. There we go. To the surface, to the air. Because I don't want to drown. That shit seems like it would suck.
10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Need to skeet my lungs with some oxygen. Just skeet, 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 skeet. All that oxygen into my lungs. Now, will this still attach right here? I pray that it will. I know it seems like a frivolous prayer. But you know what? Underwater Jesus is just going to have to give one up for the team here. Sometimes prayers have to be frivolous. They can't all be about important stuff like, oh, please don't let this invading tribe chop my head off. It's got to be about something frivolous every now and again. Every now and again, it's got to be about catching like a foul ball along the third baseline or something for some random fan. Although it would be slightly... I'm being darkly funny here, but it would be kind of funny if like legitimate prayers got skated over because that guy had to catch a ball today. Like that would be mildly funny to me.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Man, these batteries are not doing it right now. These batteries are having a rough time. Okay, so on the way back home, we don't need to pick up that much more titanium. We probably need to pick up some glass if we really want this to work. And then down the line, we're actually going to need to outfit ourselves with a pretty good quantity of electrical equipment as well if we wanted to make that go. Like, I'm not saying it's funny. Let's revisit here. I'm not saying it's funny that the person, like, bad things are happening to them. It just would be funny to me if God was like that. And he was just like, you know. Dude, there's a duffel bag. What was inside of there? What? What does that do? You gotta be kidding me. I was able to pick that. There's a robot arm right there. Can I pick that up? It's like one of those long robot arms you had when you were a kid that helped you pick stuff up that was out of your reach. Like, I had one of those. I used it to get cereal boxes out of the cupboard. Because I'm small, okay? Jesus, I'm a little dude. I'm not big. What else do you want me to say? Why you hating on the little folk?
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Well, I need scrap metal. And I know where I can get it from. Everywhere. I actually feel like there's a lot more metal salvage than they used to be, which is actually pretty beneficial because finding enough, like, titanium to get stuff done back in the day could be a bit of a crinkle, a bit of an inflammation in an otherwise healthy ass, and so it could be a little bit painful getting things farmed out before. That should be enough to keep us floating. Was there luggage over here that I missed last time? Because if there's luggage, I kind of want it. What do you do with the luggage is my question, like... How does the luggage assist me is the big thing I ask. Like, I can obviously pick it up for some reason. Alright, well, let's cruise back to base for right now. Should be right on the other side of this little kelp forest right here. I like our new base location. Our new base location, sorry, that made me jump for a second. He's trying to murder me again. Our new base location, I think, provides us with pretty ample opportunities. How much power do we have left? Not a lot, but it should be enough. Let's kill off some titanium. I was hoping the bag, actually, what I was hoping at the end of the day was that the bag would give us a little bit more inventory space. I know how inefficient it would be to be swimming around underwater with a duffel bag, but legitimately it would be helpful. Inventory space in this game tends to be at like a premium. I'm going to get this out. So for some of the stuff that I want to have, it's mostly just titanium from what I can tell for right now. We need glass for the hatch. We've got vertical base connectors. I've never actually used that object before. Normally I just make a hole in the ceiling and then go up through a ladder. But we've got bulkheads. We've got alien containment spaces. Got the bioreactor. Solar panels are going to require quartz. We've got picture frames. You can actually take pictures in game and then put them inside that frame. It's a pretty legit feature. I like it a lot. The fabricator is going to be a big part of whether or not we're going to be successful at our new location, because that will expedite a lot of our construction processes. I think, how much quartz do I have with me? None. So my suggestion then would be, let's convert a lot of this quartz over to glass. That should keep us rocking for a little while longer. We got one quartz left in there for a rainy day. I'm going to eat one of my sodium cubes or whatever the shit it is. My vitamin cube. And then my snuffleupagus is right there. Okay, you should always make landmarks, by the way. If you plan on navigating in anything or at any time in your life, marking landmarks mentally is a major, major skill. And I'm always surprised by how many people do not do that. And part of it's because I've actually mapped. Like, that's what I learned to do in college, is I mapped and I mapped and I mapped and I mapped. I know how to make maps from scratch if I need to of areas, and I can make them to scale and everything. It's a time-consuming process. But anyways, if you don't have that, you can still make solid maps using paces and by marking locations just mentally. Like, you could say it's 30 paces from my origin point to the rock that looks like a wang. And then from there, it's 100 paces towards the big tree off in the distance. You know, if you take 2 turns or whatever, it's all possible. It's doable. 30 seconds of oxygen. Let me go get filled up real fast. I like this spot for my base. I really, really do. It puts us on the edge of the dangerous biomes, so that if we have to respawn, it's not that bad of a swim back. It gets us... This luggage is really kind of curious. I'm suspicious of it. Oh, you can deploy it. It's like a furniture, I guess? Oh. Okay. I guess it's like furniture then. I don't know. I am going to start... What kind of corridors do I have here? I got a multi-purpose room. I would suggest that one of these be the entrance to our base. So there it is. We have our multi-purpose room. It's right there on the edge. It looks out over the red grass. Probably not going to give us the most beautiful view. Like, you can actually get some really, really cool vistas in this game with where you build your base. You can build it on the island. You can do whatever you want. I'm hoping at some point they add a teleporter to the game that allows you to bounce back and forth in between locations. Then again, if we had teleporters, why would we'd be bothering with spacecraft? You just teleport in between the planets you want to be on. Now we need a hatch. And deciding which side the hatch is going to be on, I think is kind of important. I will more than likely just put it right there on the front. Sounds alright to me. We do need to watch our ass. Yeah, so there should be no oxygen inside of here because there's no power. It is automated. It should produce oxygen for you perfectly fine once you've got it all put together. But we don't have it all put together. We're not going to need a lot of rooms. Like, everything should be pretty cool around here. Mostly what I plan on doing is maybe consider an X corridor. Something like that would absolutely do suitably. And then from there, I think more multi-purpose rooms are founded. We'll put one right there. I don't know why that one on the left is being unreceptive to my advances, but it's not being friendly to me. It's not being friendly to me, and I don't like it very much. So yeah, that'll work for right now. It probably just needs more pipe. Chances are is that it needs like a pipe going that way to make it a little bit more extended out. One of these is going to be for our aquarium. What do I have left here? Nada. Okay, well, let's focus on getting solar panels up and running. I don't know where precisely I want to put these. Probably on top of the corridors would be the smartest place to put it. Am I lacking? Oh, I need raw quartz in order to do that. Oh, I can make that happen. Raw quartz isn't that hard to come by. I thought I needed glass for that. I think I needed one glass, and now I need raw quartz. It's not too bad. It's all over the place over here. Should be collectible easily enough. Trying to avoid getting crashed on right now, because I know there's probably a crash down here that would very much like to make my afternoon worse. Evening, I guess. It's nighttime, so this wouldn't count as afternoon. I mean, I guess technically it's afternoon. Way afternoon. But we've got a little bit more quartz over here, so let's gather that up. I will probably eat that hoverfish for dinner because we appear to be looking kind of hungry and a little bit thirsty. Air sac. This may actually warrant a trip back to our base. My hope was that I could get the power systems all nice and set up before we left. That way it'll be generating oxygen and it'll be getting itself all nice and charged up. I don't know if that's going to be possible, though. Give me a little bit more quartz here. We're going to be making a lot of glass. I got to put at least 5 or 6 of these things on top of the base. And then we'll also augment it and supplement it by putting bioreactors up there as well. Although the bioreactors, once again, going to require a little bit of farming before we're going to be able to pull it all together. Alright, a little bit better. Let's at least get this one panel installed. Then we'll head back to base. We'll make ourselves some more glass, and we should be nice and golden. Oh, it needs titanium too. Okay. Well, fine then. I didn't want to do that anyways. All I wanted to do today was swim back to base. So, Mr. Garrison. Should be able to get back over here pretty simply anyways. I'll track down some metal that we can use in just a minute. We need glass and we need... Okay, this is a lot. I don't like remote building. I like being able to rebuild. You gotta do it. Luggage, can you like piss off and go somewhere else for right now? Alright, so I've got the stuff for an air sac, I think. So let me get my water levels taken care of. Food levels actually looking pretty satisfactory right now. I expected for my food to be a little bit worse off than
Vital signs.
it actually is. There we go. We've stabilized our vital signs. I'm going to turn this all into glass, and then we'll just pick up supplementary quartz on the way back over there. There we go. Perfect. Let's go find ourselves some metals to work with. Should be some spare scraps laying around here somewhere. Unless the little gator dude's done picked it all up and moved it around. Got that right there. What I used to do when I played the game back in the day is I would pick up all the metal I saw while I was floating around, and then I would bring it back with me and pile it all up underneath my pod so that I never had to look around for it. But I've gotten lazy in my old age. I've gotten lazy and I just don't care. There's another egg on the ground right there. Not worth storing, though. Not worth storing, unfortunately. Probably won't tempt fate by going inside that little area. It's daytime again, though, so that's pretty cool. Gonna need metal, gonna need air sacs. There's a bunch of stuff on my little shopping list of underwater murder and acquisition right now.
Caution. 30 seconds of oxygen
And
remaining.
back up to the surface with our spoils. I got room enough for a little bit more metal. I'd like to take some with me when we go back to build. This episode should go pretty well as far as organization is concerned, as long as I can just bring things with me. That's really what it comes down to, is you've got to do this. So I was talking about that a minute ago. You have no choice. You have to build remotely the first time, which means you're going to be moving stuff around. And what a lot of people do is they just build right underneath here, and then they put little satellite extensions around. And it's just, it is what it is. Ours is a little bit more complicated than that because we've got a little swim in front of us each time we want to do this. Trying to get oriented, sorry. You're wondering why I'm looking around desperately whipping my head back and forth. It's because I'm trying to get oriented. Okay, so a little bit more salvage to go with us. We only have one battery left for the Sea Glide, so it looks like we're swimming over there the old-fashioned way, i.e. the calorie-burning way. Over the top of this hill right here, we're gonna build an underwater base. Underwater base would be pretty cool. I always wanted to stay in one of those underwater hotels that they have where you're like 50 feet into the surface and it's like a big glass dome that you live inside of. It's basically like a glass apartment underwater. It's pretty cool. I like it. Basically, they bring you over there, and it's got like an airlock on the side. Or no, I think it has a moon pool in it, actually, so you can swim in and out, and it's like a little area that you can snorkel in. Kind of cool stuff. Always wanted to go to one, though. Now, we take a look, and we see how well it's doing at power.
Caution. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So power is in the positive for the most part. Got our two little chambers right here. 50 power is not going to be enough, though. We're going to need more power, more generation, more... We're going to need all that shit. So my suggestion now would be that we put in a couple more of these little bad boys. There it is. Should keep us nice and taken care of. We need more quartz for this one. Alright, I'm a little bit anal about placement with stuff, so you guys will have to forgive me if I seem like I'm staring at it for too long. but I like to get the spacing. Spacing's a little off, but it'll have to do for right now. It's not off enough to where I care, and here's that quartz that I need in order to finish this off. We're going up for oxygen. In the next episode, we will continue constructing more base stuff. I'll probably be working on this for another episode or two, and then from there we'll be getting back out there and trying to find our sea moth. That will be the next thing on the list. For right now, I want to get the base built, though, so that I can research better tanks and do some more fun stuff along those lines. I hope you've been enjoying the Subnautica playthrough so far. I've been enjoying it. So I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.